Hello YouTube and welcome to the Bank Holiday Carboot Haul Volume 2. This is the second time I tried to film this. The first time the camera on my phone kept overheating because it's so hot today. It's so nice out. But yeah, it's cooled down a little bit now, enough that hopefully we can film some tat. So, I got these cool little shops. Now, I imagine they're from some sort of model railway, and they're all like Wild West style. The woman wanted £5 each for them, but we came to a deal for £20 for the lot, so they worked out £4 each. She boxed them up for me in this nice big plastic tub here, and bubble wrapped them, and inside a bit of the bubble wrap was this weird little jug. So I don't think she was aware she gave me that. It says mini jug, £5. Something on the bottom that says £12, but who knows? I don't like it. It's not what I wanted to buy, but it came as a nice freebie. As I was buying these, the fella at the store next to me said, "Hey, I hear you do D&D. Come look at this." So he had all these game books. This one called "They Came from Beyond the Grave," and that's its like little DM screen. They had another one called "They Came from Beneath the Sea," a tabletop role-playing B-movie board game. He also had "The End of the World, Wrath of the Gods" role-playing game, and "The End of the World, Alien Invasion." He wanted £5 each for those. He also had another one that I didn't pick up, which was Angel from the Buffy series, which didn't really interest me. Did have some cool little bits. So I saw these on the table and I was like, oh, they're cool. How much are they? And he said, if you buy all 5 of the books, you can have them for free. I don't want all 5 of the books. Why don't I want to play Angel, the role-playing game? So I said, no, I don't want that. But I do want these. And then I saw this book, A Dragon Walks into a Bar, 300 plus one-line singers and jokes, which might be good for me being DM. So got that too. And then I saw he had this, Once Upon a Butt Stallion Castle, paper model, which has never been built. Very cool. And he also had this nice soft Butt Stallion plush, and look, she vomits rainbows. How cool, she's actually really soft. I don't normally buy teddy bears for myself, but Tiny Tina Wonderland ones, I mean, Butt Stallion plushie, it's really hard to say no. So he wanted £3 for this, £2 for this, £1 for this, £5 for the book. So we were on 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, £28 he wanted for the lot. Annoyingly, I left my change purse in the car when I dropped the bag off. So we set it on 21 because he said he'd throw that in for free if I took all 5 books. And I did take 5. In fact, I took 6. So yeah, in the end, he gave me this for free. So that was £26. This was the most expensive purchase of the day. Maybe shouldn't have bought these. These are a load of Superman comics from the 1980s. I think they're all in order. They at least all come with the freebies. That Wall was Halloween Pick and Mix is a nice little freebie. Green Lantern badge. Some cool holographic sticker. Word searches. All sorts of just cool things. He wanted £40 for the lot. Probably shouldn't have paid £40 for it. There's 20 something in there. I forget how many, but more than £1 an issue. Let's put it that way. He also said he had one that was on eBay for £2,000 graded, and he was going to sell it to me for £20. But I don't know enough about comics to know if he was being genuine or not, so I left it behind. Bought this big bundle of badges. These were all 10p each. Really like this one. This little like Halloweeny one. Dairy Milk. There's a couple of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A couple of Dick Tracy's. Vanilla Ice. 7-Up. Really weird looking sooty. A few of these that look like they might be to do with bands. They're very old and rusty. Michael Jackson. This one, which I don't know what this is at all. It says something like Japan Quiet Life. I don't know what that's about. KP Nuts, Biffo, London, Heineken. So yeah, that little pile there was that £2 worth of badges or £3 worth of badges? I think that's probably £3 worth of badges. I forget now though. Oh. got drawn over to a stall that had this on the table, which I thought might be quite a nice little figurine for playing D&D with. So asked how much that was. She said £3. As I was looking at that, I noticed this weird looking shaped thing on the table. So I opened it up, and inside is this nice little woodcutter's axe with this skull on. Thought that was very cool looking. She wanted £20 for the axe and £3 for this. So I said, how about £20 for the pair? And she said, okay. So I think that's quite a nice axe. It is very sharp, so it will be good for cutting wood. It is worth saying that a lot of the stuff that you normally find at this particular car boot sale is traders and people with lots of money, so they charge a lot of money for things. Having said that, bought this nice dragon for £1. Bought this little Buddy Holly thing that I'm going to give to my dad. It is a face pot from Kevin Francis there. That was £5. Same guy had this bundle and this bundle down here. So this was 2 separate bags of goodies. One of them is here, and he wanted £1 for. And I could see there was some Star Wars pencil toppers. I didn't see the Wurzel gummage, which is really cool. A couple of Kinder Eggs, Shaun the Sheep, Wallace's Misses, a few other little random bits. Thought that's worth £1. 50p for this little lot. Well, this is some sort of Lord of the Rings orc thing. And that's Monsters in My Pocket. And I think there's a Gormiti. And he wanted 20p for the book, so I got a Glow Bug book and the Missing Ambassador from the Adventures of Major Tom. So I paid £2 for that little lot there, not including the £5 Buddy Holly there. He then had this box on the floor. It was like in a little cardboard shoebox, and it was full of all kinds of rubbish. But I could see there was a couple little things that sort of took my interest. So I said, how much are the bits in the box? And he said, oh no, I'm selling them as a job lot. So I started walking away, and he was like, whoa, the job lot is £1. So I went, have to have it then, because I could see there was like this little Mickey Mouse, there was the genie, but ugly Martians, some Digimon stuff. This is like a Halo fella from Mega Bloks. There's a couple of little football figures. These weird little dudes where their bodies like pop apart. I picked some up at Carboot sale a little while ago, and someone was like, oh, they're really cool, I'm so gutted I didn't get them. So I went, I haven't paid for them yet, you just have them, I don't know what they are. And he was like, they're actually worth some money, after I gave them to him. Base set Magnemite, little Chinasaur, some little bits that I can probably use for D&D maybe. This might be a Digimon, I'm not sure, but part of me thinks that could be a Digimon. Little Aladdin, don't know who this guy is. No idea. Some awful looking Star Wars toy. Little Mickey Mouse. I'm guessing that's like some sort of stamper maybe. No, it doesn't seem the one on unscrew. Maybe it's a stamper, maybe it's not. Who knows? But little Mickey Mouse. This, which I didn't see at all, but it's actually really cool. It's a Milky Way character, I guess from an advert. It doesn't have a date on it. I don't remember Milky Way advertisements looking like that, but that's quite cool. This nice little... Oh, where did it go? There it is. This nice little Tweety Pie badge that says, I love you. This, which I'm guessing is some sort of Lego gun. Maybe a Lego gun? Who knows? There's a couple of power card things from some original Pokemon toys. There's a singular arm from a Space Marine, which is weird. And this in a little bag. I don't know if you'll be able to make it out. It looks like some sort of fairy or maybe like a Santa. And the other one's like a moving lady or guard or something. I don't know what they are. Some sort of like little weird charms. And they also had this dinosaur tattoo book and this weird hammer where you press the button and a fist comes out. It feels like it should be Playmobil, but I don't know what it is. And then all of this, which is mostly just trash, I have to admit. It's like a bouncy ball, a car from Cars, and then loads of just like toy soldiers and just general junk that can probably go into the bin. Or maybe I'll put it in a big bag and take it to a car boot sale and go, £1, it's a bargain, and then keep all the half-decent stuff for myself. So people that had all of the, what they called buttons, also had a £1 box. So I got some nice little Sonic figures. There we go. Amy. They also had this in the box, this nice crystal. Don't know if you can probably see, but there's like a geometric pattern, like that pattern is on the bottom there. So I bought all of those. Now I bought all of this stuff from the same people. First thing that caught my eye was that, which is dragonflies. I said that was £2. Then he had this box, and I thought these were those Trendmaster alien figures, because they look the right sort of size for those planet things. So I asked him how much he wanted for the box of them. He said £3. Looked it up, or looked at this paperwork afterwards, and it's actually Fistful of Aliens, which I've never heard of. But it looks pretty cool. And there's quite a few of them in there. There is some other things that I don't think are Fistful of Aliens. I don't think that's a Fistful of Aliens, or that thing either, or this thing. But all the others are, I assume. Don't know if they're worth anything. Never seen anything like them before. Oh, don't know what you are. Some sort of Kinder Egg toy. But I was quite happy. £3 for that. As I was paying, as I do with most things, I say, oh, you got anything else? I'll go have a little look, see if we can make it up to more. Found this, some nice fossilized, are they called ammonites? I don't know, I just like fossils. They were £2 each, and these little gemstones were £1 each, so we got some nice gemstones. I went back later on, had another look, and they had like a big box of dinosaurs. So I said, how much for the dinosaurs a piece? And he said, oh, I'm selling it as a job lot, and it's £5. And I said, would you sell them individually? And he said, oh, I really want to get rid of them as a lot. So I went, So I looked, they had this Kadabra in there. No, Alakazam. A little Starmie. This little Pluto. This is weird. It's like a little wolf, but I'm sure it says Disney on the bottom. This creepy looking alien squidgy thing. This weird dinosaur thing, which on the bottom says the British Museum of Natural History, 1989. Very strange. This, which has no maker's mark on at all. I think his jaw did open. Yeah, that bit opens a little bit. And he's really rubbery and flimsy. Very strange. Don't know what he's from. Obviously, it must be some sort of fossil dinosaur creature thing. He had this in the bag, which I really liked. It's like a KO Chinese dragon type thing, like a Chinasaur, but of a Chinese dragon. Very cool. And also a Digimon in not bad shape, to be fair. Found quite a few Digimons over the last, 12 months? And this one's probably in the best condition out of all of them. So I asked him what he wanted for that little pile of toys. He said £3. The bag, I mean, that wasn't even a tenth of the bag. So I was like, oh, come on, mate. You know, what's going on? At least £2, and he was like £2.50. It's like, oh, mate, fine, yeah, sure, all right. Had those, £2.50. I bought this from someone. This little witch. Don't know what it's from. It says GP Ink or CP Ink China. No idea. Might be modern. Who knows? Someone had a box that was mainly full of like McDonald's toys. How much are the bits in the box? They said McDonald's toys at 50p. Everything else is kind of 20p. Picked up this whole stack of key rings. How much? They said 50p. So I thought, bargain. Have those. Found this little Digimon toy. Well, it says Nestle on the back, so it probably came with cereal. There's a little Gonzo from the Muppets from cereal. A Teeny Weeny Families toy from cereal. One of those little pocket dragony type things from cereal. Another pockety dragon thing from cereal. And I forget what they were called. Pound... I don't know. Pound pigs? Something like that. This little keyring. This Harry Potter badge, still on card. Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Little Chucky Finster, was that his surname? From Rugrats. This, which is cool, this is obviously Aladdin's lamp. But if you pull it up a little bit, you can see there's some blue in there. There is definitely a genie in there. I cannot get him to pop up. It's just this meant to spin. I don't know. You meant to just wrench the top up. I don't know. But I can't get the genie to come out. And then this, which I thought was quite cool. Spider-Man. Warning. Heroes only beyond this point. And I guess it's a little sticky label that you put on your kid's door that's never been used from 1999. So that was £3 for the lot. Thought that was more reasonably priced. When I went to this event last year, Don't know if anyone would remember, but I bought a load of vintage cards, and the guy had this, and he wanted £2 for it, and I offered him £1, and he said no, and I couldn't get over why you wouldn't take £1 for a Snow White matchbox, especially one that's Snow White and the 7 inches, and there's like a grumpy, and like the match pops out. Yeah, little bit grim, but I thought, hey ho, we'll see if he wants to sell it for £1 this time round. So I found that, and this little Christmas Thomas the Tank Engine. I don't remember there being a Christmas Thomas the Tank Engine. On the bottom it says ERTL, made in China, Thomas and Friends, R2001. I couldn't see a date on it before, but it's only 24 years old. Gutted. Asked him what he wanted the pair. He said £2. So I thought, you know what, as far as I'm concerned, that's now £1 for that, and I'm going to have it. Went back to his stall later on, and he had this nice well, some sort of 1960s farmyard thing. Really need one of these for D&D, which I've now got. It's going to have a nice little paint job to make it a bit more realistic for my little campaign. But it's nice. It's got a little bucket. I imagine if you twist this, it'll actually go up and down, so that's very handy. And he also had some little farm animals in the same bag. 3 pigs, 2 lambs. So what do you want for that little handful? He said £2. So I had that as well. So he had £4 out of me. Bought this from someone for 50p, the 118 team. Now I don't know if this came maybe with one of those like Halloween costumes where you could dress up as the 118 characters, or whether maybe if you paid for insurance you got this. I don't know, but it was 50p. He also had a Bath Abbey thing that he said was, oh, it's an antique, so that one has to be £1. So £1.50 for those two. Saw this woman had a little table, and she had a box that said 10p each. Could see there was a nice key ring. They had this Chelsea one, this one which says Finland on it. There's a Lego brick that says awesome teacher, and his actual Lego brick as well. It does say Lego on the top, needs a good clean. And then all these other sort of random ones. So I thought for 10p, you know, we'll try and flog some bits of those. Also has this English heritage. I'm a Tudor trailblazer, and I'm a Georgian genius. I don't know if it'd be worth anything though. But for 10p, we got a big old pile of key rings. In the 10p box was also this Yankee candle, a Christmas Eve cocoa, and also some nice beard oil, which on reflection is... Oh no, there's quite a lot of liquid in there. I was going to say it's empty, but Johnny's Chop Shop and Barber's beard oil. I can't see it saying when it goes out of date. But still, we'll give that a go, see what we think. So I was on 30p. She had a big box of books, and it said small books 10p, medium books 20p, large books 50p. I picked out a few and said, how much are these? And she went, they're all small, so they're 10p each. So I've got Ian Livingstone's The Doom Forest. I think that's one of those sort of game books. It is one of those game books. Amazing. I haven't seen one of them for ages. Looks very cool, I have to admit. C.S. Lewis, The Silver Chair. That's not a game book. No, it's a little story. These I just like the look of. My Teacher Flunked the Planet. My Teacher Glows in the Dark. And apparently that's also got My Teacher Flunked the Planet in. So I've got a duplicate of that. And My Teacher is an Alien, as well as My Teacher Fried My Brains. So very strange that some of them have 2 in and some of them have 1. Never heard of them before. Apparently they were $2.99 originally. Oh look, now you can see there are other covers. Yeah, never heard of them. Aliens 3, the book, and Dragonlance Chronicles, Dragons of Spring Dawn, Volume 3. So them with the key rings and the candle and the beard oil was £1 full. So I thought I can't really argue on that. Went over to another stall very close to the end. Saw they had this miniature Stonehenge in a bag. I remember buying one of these for someone once a long time ago. There was a bloke and a woman stood behind the table. I said, how much is your little mini Stonehenge here? The bloke said 5, and at the same time the woman said £1. So I went, ah. And the bloke looked at his missus and went, I guess it's £1 then. So I said, I'll have it. How much for your little gemstones? He said, £1. So I said, I'll have it. How much for your little eye? He said, £1. So I said, I'll have it. Because I thought £3. It's good enough for me. I said to him, I'm probably going to use this Stonehenge thing for Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, that's a nice cup. That'd do well for Dungeons and Dragons. And the bloke went, that's what we used it for. And I went, what? You used it for D&D? He said, yeah, it was a paladin's mug or gauntlet or something. He also had a poison chalice thing, but he wanted 2 each for the both of them, and that was the only one I really liked. So in the end, I paid a £5 for the mug, the fossils, the eye, and the mini Stonehenge. Saw this, which is quite beastie. Very nice, big diorama thing. Does need a little bit more glue on the top, and then we'll just paint some more of this grassy stuff on. It'll come up fine. Did want 20 quid for that, which is quite a bit of money, but I thought the amount of time it's saving me for making one myself. Did notice there's a gap in there, so maybe if I'm lucky there's like some minifigures hiding in, but I don't think I am going to be that lucky. Got this nice little throw. This was 50p. Got these nice little pair of lanterns. Maybe going to try and get some flickering little bulb things in there. They were a £5 for the pair. And then the very last thing I bought was this little pile of gemstones here. Now, there was another sort of 10 very small ones. And I asked the fella what he wanted for each of them. And he said he wouldn't sell them individually. He'd only sell them as a job lot for 45 quid. It took me a good sort of 10 minutes of like just arguing with him that if I took these five for £35, he could still sell the rest at £1 each if he wanted and still make more money. And eventually he caved and gave in. So we got this nice little fossil, though it's a bit damaged. This thing, which it's always mental to me that these little squares grow naturally out of rock. This proves we live in the Matrix, surely. How can this little metal cube grow out of rock like that naturally? Mental. This, which is nice and shiny, whatever it is, nice and shiny within some quartz, maybe? I don't know. The sphere is nice too. These are quite expensive most of the time. Alright, it's got a big gouge in it, but that doesn't really matter. At least not to me. I'm only going to stick it on a shelf. And then this one, which has got a very blue coloured thing in, and then maybe some quartz around it. I showed this to one of the girls that I'm quite friendly with at the Carboot sale. I've known her for years. She's called Sophie. She used to do video games. She now does crystals. Showed this to her. She would not let go of it. Considering she sells crystals, it makes me think that this one might be quite special. She wouldn't say if it had any value. All she'd say is she wanted it, which I think means it probably has some value. So I spent 35 quid on those. The way I looked at it was like, oh, this one's 10 and these are 5 each, and then £5 for postage. I don't know. But I was quite happy to spend the 35 on that. Overall, we spent quite a lot today, considering it was just a car boot sale. I mean, that's 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, 100, 140... 150, 160, and then 70, 75, 80, 90. I think we spent a fair chunk of money today, guys. I have to admit, wasn't a cheap day, but I do think we got some really cool stuff, and most of it I'm going to keep. Like, I love Borderlands, and those game books might come in handy. Don't know about the Superman. We'll see about Superman. Might keep some of the books, but most of them they're going to go. The key rings can go. Mini jug can go. Obviously, that's going to stay. That stuff's going to stay. I might try and keep that dragon thing, but everything else is probably going to go. Those little fossils and gemstones are going to stay. All of that pile's going to go, except for that, which I'm going to use for D&D, and that, which I'm going to keep because it's just funny. Gemstone thing I'll keep, but Sonic can go. These little creatures can go. This little bag, I mean, if I don't take it back to the car boot sale for £1, it'll probably just go into a bin. And I don't think there's any of these little bits in here that I want to keep. Sorry that I'm using my foot to push things around. All of this, I'll probably just keep the Wurzel Gummidge. Give that little Buddy Holly to my dad. But I'll keep the Wurzel Gummidge. Keep all of the gemstones. Keep the little lights. And keep this nice fabric. So overall, it felt like a nice day for me. Buying things that I actually like. So yeah, it was really good fun. Hope you guys had just as much fun with your car boot on bank holiday weekend. Bye guys.